What's happening, everybody? It's time for your Thursday night football player props. We're talking this Thursday, November the 13th, 8:15 Eastern start. It is the Jets and the Patriots. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays, and with me today, I've got the Sniper Man. Sniper Wes is here. Man, you are on a run on this show. I believe you're 18-12 throughout all the picks, and you give us a lot of plus money picks, so thank you for the money, friend. How are you feeling today?
I'm doing good. Yeah, 18-12, but there's been some plus 150s in there, some plus 130s here and
plus
there.
160 on that double quarterback Rodgers situation that you had. I was on that. That's why I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, and more importantly, too, I mean, it's nice to hit the plus money, but remember, when you lose a plus money, you're not losing the juice. So that's all also a big deal, too.
And if you win one plus money, but you lose a bet, it makes up for that bet that you lost, and you still have a little bit of profit left over. And that's the beautiful thing about plus money. You can go 50% and still make cash. And I love that. All right. So we are talking about the Jets and the Patriots. Wes has got some player props for you, but it is tradition on the show that we do like to start off with the total. The line on this one is a little bit all over the place. Okay. It opened at a 10.5. I'm seeing 12.5, 13.5s out there. We're not necessarily going to bet on the side, but I just want to let everyone out there know that it is moving around a lot. So check your book, check your numbers, make sure you're getting the best amount of value. For the purposes of the total, I've got this one at 43. Wes, what do you think? Over or under 43?
Well, as it relates to that line movement that you were just talking about, I'm looking at my odds logic screen right here. And New England is catching a lot of steam. They opened minus 10.5. They are now minus 13 at some books. That's almost a field goal move. That's a lot of steam on New England right now. The total opened at 44.5. It is down to 43 at a lot of different books, which is what we'll give it out here right now. And I will chase that steam, as they say in the industry. And I will go under 43 points here on Thursday Night Football. So obviously it's set low. It's set low for a reason here. The Jets, they just don't have a passing game, really. Justin Fields, he went 6 of 11 for 54 yards last week versus the Browns. Not very good at all. In fact, 42 of those 54 yards were on a dump-off pass to Breece Hall, who ran it in for a touchdown. So the guy's just not throwing the ball down the field at all. Tyrod Taylor, I mean, we shoot this on Wednesday, by the way, a day before the game happens. Right. Tyrod Taylor, maybe he plays. Last I read, Justin Fields is still going to play. I don't care. I like the under no matter what quarterback plays. I'm going to preface just by saying that. But
that makes a difference. I appreciate that.
Garrett Wilson, the number one receiver for the Jets, is out as well. So who are they going to throw the ball to other than Breece Hall, right? We'll talk about that in a second. But the Patriots, they're playing very well. They're looking for their first 8-game winning streak since 2019. They probably get it, considering they're favored by 13 points. But I just think it's going to be a boring game, Allie. I think it's going to be your typical Thursday night football game, a snooze fest, very boring game. We were talking off camera about the uniform. Thursday Night Football is known for a couple of different things: terrible games and terrible uniforms. And this will probably be a terrible game, but at least the uniforms are okay.
So we got that going for us. We got that going. I make Thursday night nachos night. So then, I mean, no matter what happens in the game, I have nachos. So I'm happy. It doesn't even matter to me anymore. Okay, so let's talk about Breece Hall. I'm just saying, you got to doll up your Thursday night football sometimes. I doll mine up with queso. All right. So let's talk about the Jets running back, Breece Hall. You mentioned him. You mentioned him earlier. So talk about him. What do you think he's going to do in this game? What are we betting on here?
Well, as I mentioned before, Justin Fields does not throw the ball down the field.
Right.
What does that mean? That means he's probably going to dump it off. Who's he going to dump it off to? Probably the running backs. Who's one of the running backs for the Jets? Breece Hall. He's their best running back, right?
Yeah.
It's only 2.5 receptions. You're getting plus 118 here. Remember, that 42-yard, dump off, and then he ran it in for a touchdown last week. Why don't they look to do that again? Why don't they look for him in the screen game? Why don't they look for him out in the flat? That's probably exactly what they're going to do. It's only 2.5 receptions. For all we care, he can have 2.5 receptions minus 5 yards. Doesn't matter. We're looking for the receptions. So you get that at plus 118. I think that's a pretty good bet. So Breece Hall over 2.5 catches plus 118.
That makes perfect sense to me. I mean, that's just kind of like, I don't want to call it a no-brainer because they let us bet on this stuff for a reason, but that kind of like just feels like the natural flow of what would happen, if you were trying to win a football game. that's the guy that I would throw the ball to. That's the way I would go about it. Okay, so let's flip to the other side of the field. Let's talk about the Patriots quarterback Drake May. What do you got to say about Mr. May?
Well, he's playing very well this season. He's top 3 in MVP odds. And, he's very athletic, very capable quarterback. And I think he's going to rush for some yards here. It's over 24.5 rushing yards, minus 114 at FanDuel. That is the number. He has not superseded that number in the past 2 games, which is a little bit worrisome. But I think he does that here. If there's one thing the Jets can do, they can get after the quarterback. I think that's going to make him have to scramble a little bit here. Also, the Patriots do design some runs for him, which I think could happen here. So I think he runs the ball. If there's one thing he does need to learn how to do a little bit more is the slide. He takes on too much contact. I think he was in concussion protocol once already this season. But give me over 24.5 rushing yards, minus 114 for Drake May.
All right. Up next, let's talk about the Patriots tight end, little guy named Hunter Henry. What do you think is going to happen with this guy?
Well, so Josh McDaniels is the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots for the 3rd time, right? If you remember, he was Tom Brady's coordinator. Then he went to coach the Broncos. He was a terrible head coach. Went back to the Patriots. Then he left again to coach the Raiders. He was, again, a terrible head coach. Then he went back to the Patriots. He keeps coming home, right? Like that Ozzy Osbourne song, Mom, I'm coming home. Right? Except he's saying, Mr. Kraft, I'm coming home.
I was thinking Mel Torme. I'm coming home. I'm coming home now, baby, right away. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So Josh McDaniels, what does he do? He looks for tight ends. He had Gronk for years. They had Aaron Hernandez, the serial killer, for years. They had Mike Vrabel. He's their head coach, the New England Patriots head coach now. He was a linebacker or a defensive lineman. I think it was a linebacker for the Patriots back in the day. They used to put him in at tight end to catch passes. So they look for tight ends down there in this offense for the past 20 years. That's what Josh McDaniels does. You got Hunter Henry. He scored 4 TDs this season so far. You're getting plus 140 for them to find a tight end in the end zone. I think they do that. Give me Hunter Henry anytime TD plus 140.
All right. That's funny. I look for tight ends as well. Let's go back to that Jets running back, Breece Hall. You've got one more little thing you'd like to throw into here. I know this is kind of a new bet for you, so explain it to the people. Break it on down. Let's talk more about Breece Hall.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun little bet here, but, I'm just looking at it. You're getting plus 135 on this. So we're going to take Breece Hall to record 5+ rushing yards in each quarter, okay? So the only way to handicap this is just to see how many times a game he gets the ball. So I tracked his last 4 games, 20 carries, 18 carries, 11 carries, 22 carries. So he's going to carry the rock here. If the Jets have any chance to win this game, which they really don't, in my opinion, but if they do, Breece Hall's got to see the ball a lot, which is why I think they're going to throw the ball to him, why I think they're going to run the ball a lot with him. And as long as they just have the ball in each quarter for a significant period of time, I don't see how this doesn't happen. Only way this doesn't happen maybe is if the Patriots have like an 8 or 9 minute drive to start the second quarter, and then, the Jets only have the ball for 3 minutes and a quarter, then maybe they don't give them the ball or something. But, 5+ rushing yards, he can hypothetically do this with 1 carry in each quarter, right? So, Breece Hall to record 5+ rushing yards. This is the way I'm reading this, okay, on FanDuel, which we talked about this off camera. It says 5+ on the website, which to me, that means over 4.5. That means if he hits 5, then it's good.
5 or more is what that feels like to me. 5 or more.
So 5 or more rushing yards in each quarter plus 135 for Breece Hall.
Okay. All right. That's our story and we're sticking to it. All right. If anyone has anything else to say about that, just let us know. Okay. All right. So we're going to do a little bit of a recap and then we're going to tell you Wes's best bet out of all of these, his number 1 pick for the show. But first, I want to let you guys know about the picksandparlays.net leaderboard. I don't know if you've been reading the bottom of the screen, but Wes is freaking hot right now. Okay. Especially in the NBA, actually, but also on the leaderboard for overall sports. So when you head over to picksandparlays.net, I'm going to show you guys now what it looks like so you all know. See, we've got the leaderboard, who's hot. Here's all the sports that are involved. Here in the NBA, Sniper West over the last 3 days, number 3. Over the last 30 days, number 1 in the NBA, 14-7. Up $625. Oh my gosh, now I've made you guys dizzy. I'm sorry. I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Snipe, how does it feel to be the king right now, man? How does it feel?
Well, I don't know about being the king. I was actually number
You're
one on
number
the
one.
leaderboard.
You're the king. You're number one.
Yeah, I was
No
number one
one
all
above you.
sports.
That's how it works.
I was number one all sports for about a month, and I had a
Mhm.
terrible weekend last weekend of football. It kind of knocked me off my throne a little bit, I guess we can say.
Yeah.
That's cool though. I'll bounce back. It happens to the best of us. There's a ton of great handicappers over there. A lot of them I talked to. We talked about this last week. Sean Higgs, David Delano, Tom Macrina, Tony Karpinski, Nick Parsons. Ton of my friends over there. We're all on a bunch of different text trail. Ben Burns, Dan Kaiser. We're all on a text trail. We talk games and everything, and it's good to bounce ideas off each other. It only makes you better at the end of the day. And being in top 5 even on this website is always, it's a lot of hard work is really what it is. But
yeah, it really is. It really is. And yeah, we do have some of the best handicappers in the whole wide world over there. So it's not a bad spot to go and dip your foot in if you're interested in getting into the sports betting industry, or if you're just looking to buy some picks. Maybe you're out of town next week. You don't want to do your handicapping. Maybe you're not a handicapper. You're just a gambler. Maybe you just like to make bets. Whatever that thing is, come over to picksandparlays.net and let us show you how to win money. I spelled that wrong. You know what? I spelled that wrong because I don't have my glasses on. Okay. But here we go. We're going to do a little recap, and then but let me tell you guys also, Weekend Warrior package, really big deal going on at the site real quick. It's this weekend, I think every weekend until the end of football season. Pick your favorite handicapper at picksandparlays.net. All day Saturday, all day Sunday, you get all of their football plays for only $49. And then as a bonus, we'll throw in all of their Monday plays as well. So that is over at picksandparlays.net. Okay, so let's do a little recapping. Like I said, it is a show tradition to start it off with a total. We're going to go under the 43. We're taking Breece Hall over 2.5 receptions at plus 118. We're taking Drake May over 24.5 rushing yards. We want Hunter Henry anytime touchdown plus 140. I'm digging that one a lot. And we're going back to Breece Hall with 5 or more rushing yards per quarter. All right, Sniper, what's your top shot out of all of this?
I'm going to go, the more I look at that bet, I just really like it. It's a lot of fun. It keeps you engaged the whole game, no matter how the game's going, right? So I'm going to go Breece Hall, 5+ rushing yards in each quarter, plus 135. It's funny. I'm actually looking at FanDuel right now. That went up. It's actually plus 140 now. So, so that means the Bucks think it's not going to happen, but screw that.
I don't care. Yeah. The bigger the dog you are, the more I like you.
let's take their money to the bank.
I love that. All right. Thank you, Wes. Guys, follow him over at The Sniper Picks on X. If you're looking for more of me, I'm at Plus Money Honey. And of course, give us a follow at Picks and Parlays. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. Thank you, Wes, for giving us your insight and your picks. And let's make some money, everybody. See you next time.
Let's roll.